What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Where the Locals Skate. I'm your host once again, OG Skate Show. This is a podcast where we get to know local skaters on and off the board. And of course, here with me always, we have one of the couch boys, Victor Castillo in the house.
What's up, guys? How's it going?
And now let's introduce our guest this week. We have Ryan Sainz in the building.
Thank you guys for having me.
Dude, thank you for coming down. Really appreciate that. Let everybody know. Tell everybody what city you're repping.
The city I rep, born and raised Norwalk, California. I skated a little bit, not a lot during my youth.
Mm-hmm.
Oops, sorry. And yeah, so born and raised there. And then now I live in Anaheim, California.
Okay.
So going to OC is great. I love OC now more than LA County. So yeah, that's the city I'm repping right now.
OC? Anaheim?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And how did you start skating?
I started skating when my best friends that lived across the street when I lived in Norwalk. We started off with scooters, bikes, and then skateboarding like stuck around the most. And my best friend, his older sister had a skateboard, and I'm like, oh, can I try it? You know, I remember vividly. I hop on the board Mongo, and literally like every other push, I'm crossing my leg. Like pushing cross when I would like lean more to it like the right.
Okay.
So they're just laughing at me. I'm like, oh, dude, I'm just trying. It was my first time, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I was like,
did they know the right way to push?
yeah, they knew like some tricks, you know, but they weren't like big skaters, but they just like had the board, you know, and it was
they
like
had a little knowledge about it.
Yeah, very little. But they were just laughing at me when I was pushing it.
Okay.
So then I'm like, hey, I like this, you know, like I wanna get my own board. And I never really liked to ask my parents, like, hey, mom, like, I want this. I was always shy.
Uh-huh.
So, but I built up enough courage, like, hey, mom, like, can I have a skateboard? And she's like, oh, yeah, sure. Yeah, we'll get one for you, you know. I'm the youngest of four. So my mom, like, worked a lot, you know, and my dad, too. So I was always kind of afraid just to ask them for stuff.
Right.
Going back to the pushing. So you say you used to push Mongo.
Yeah.
Did people ever give you like stuff about it, like, hey man, if you push like that one more time, I'm gonna punch you? Because we had guests that like would push Mongo and like they'll get like by their friends, hey,
oh,
you
really?
push like that, I'm gonna punch you, and then like that's how they'll learn to push normal again. Have you ever had that happen to you with friends or anything like that?
Luckily, I figured out to push normal on my own. I didn't even like know, but I just figured it out, like, oh, that's the right way to push it. But
just by watching people.
Yeah, the first time ever stepping on the board was Mongo pushing cross.
Yeah.
So
yeah, because you were just trying to figure it out.
Yeah, I was literally like 8, 9, 10.
And then after that, when you figured it out, were you goofy or regular?
Regular.
Okay.
So.
And then when did you get the first board?
So, you know, weeks, months later, we go to Toys R Us, which is not around anymore, which makes me feel old. Because I'm sure a lot of people, they're like, what's that, you know?
Yeah,
I remember it.
I heard it's coming back slowly.
No way.
Toys R Us? Yeah, I heard a rumor that they're opening one. I forget what city or state, or I forget where they're at, but I heard something that they're coming back.
That's funny.
That is funny.
But I know I think they have it in JCPenney or just some Macy's, I think, like a little section, you know?
Right.
That's all I know right now. But yeah, like I was there and, oh, there's a board on the wall, Mom. Like I want it, you know. Okay. I get it. I'm like, wow, this is so cool. Tony Hawk board, and then like I just noticed right off the bat, like, you know, cause like with fake board, like crappy boards, they put saran wrap, and then they put the hardware in. So like I'm like taking it off. I'm like, why isn't it coming off? Like, why does it look like that? You know, cause like I try to make it look perfect, cutting out of the hardware and stuff. So a little bit of plastic stuck out. I rode and I'm just like, why does this sound weird? You know, it doesn't sound like a skateboard.
So they put like the bearings are like say the wheel has got plastic on it. They just pop the bearings on top of the plastic or what? Or
so the board itself was like saran wrap,
right?
Or yeah. And then they put the trucks on. So like it's kind of weird.
I see what you're saying. I see.
It's weird.
Yeah, the board still had the plastic. They put the trucks on top.
Yeah. So like they didn't take it out. And
right.
stuff,
so you would have to take the hardware off to get the plastic completely off.
But
I get it.
This was when I was like 10, you know. So I didn't know like, is there a tool like to take this out or whatever, you know. So I ended up taking it to Norwalk Skate Park. it's just like a bunch of metal, like it's just all metal. Right. I'm sure you guys been there before.
I've been there before.
Yeah, it's just all metal. And the time that I went, like, because I'm going to be turning 28. So, oh man, 20 years ago, so like 2004-ish, okay. I was out there and it was popping back in the day, like popping. Mm-hmm. And I remember like, oh, there's so much people, like, I'm just gonna like ride off the quarter pipe like on my butt. I do that right away. Skaters like, dude, don't do that. Like don't do that. You're gonna get hit. And I'm like, oh, okay. Yeah. Sorry. So like I felt bad, and then I just watched posing, mall grabbing, just wow, like this is so cool, so cool to see. Yeah. And
Going back to, I have a question. My bad. Yeah. You said you have 4 siblings. Are you the oldest out of those 4 siblings, or
youngest?
Youngest. So, did they skate with you or anything to the skate park? Did they go with you or nothing? You were by yourself at the skate park?
I was always by myself. I did have my homies. But when I went to the skate park that day, it was just my mom that just took me. Okay. But I'm 1 year younger than my brother, and then my middle sister's 2 years ish. Older sister like 3 years, so we're all really close in age. But my older siblings, like my sisters, they were just doing their own thing. They don't want to do anything with me. My brother, we played a lot of video games growing up, but like me and my brother, we're pretty opposite in a lot of things, But yeah, I'm the youngest.
Shout out.
Yeah, and back to the Norwalk skate park. So I left there, and then I'm just like, oh man, I still want to skate. I'm skating. I remember practicing kick flips on the grass, watching like a tutorial video, and doing a lot of like nose stalls on the curbs and in front of my house, just nose stalls with my homies too. And I remember like my best friend one of my best friends at the time, his uncle skated and he was sponsored, but I'm not sure really, because like I only saw one clip of him like doing like a drop, like maybe like it was probably like a 6-foot roll off drop. And then he like, the video was like, like old, and he had like money and he just like shined it in. And I'm just thinking, this guy's sponsored, like, oh man, like, oh, and I would just like, as a kid, I just talk crap like, oh, I'm better than him. Like I could do that. I could do this. And then one day, my homie knocks on the door and he's like, hey, my uncle's here. Like he wants to play a game of skate against you. I'm like, oh, okay. Mind you, I'm 12 years old. This guy was like, he was probably like 17, so he's at that age, we're like, oh, I'm cocky, whatever. So I go out in front of my yard and he's like, what's up? Like Rochambeau, I'm like, oh, okay. Yeah. Oh, I lost. Okay, go ahead. All right. Frontside shove it. Oh, oops, I didn't get it, Okay. Ollie switch, oh, dang, I didn't get it. And then he just smokes me, like, beat you. Like, his ego was just like, yeah, like, oh.
That's right.
And I'm just like, okay, cool.
You said he was older than you at this time?
Yeah. Oh, okay. So it was funny.
Put you in your place.
Yeah, he put me in my place.
Yep, that happens, dude. And then you said you had that Tony Hawk board. Was it like a real skateboard, or was it more like the plasticky ones?
Yeah, the plasticky ones, Toys R Us, Walmart board, that's what it was, really.
Yeah, but some of those are like, like I think that's a good first beginner board, because then you'll know whether or not you want to stick with it.
That's true.
If your mom paid over $100 for a skateboard and then you just left it in the garage or left it outside, that would have been a bummer. But yeah, and then you stick to it, and then you go, okay, mom, check it out. Like, this wasn't a real one. Can we get me a real one now?
I wish I did that. Yeah. But like I said, I was always too scared and nervous to ask my mom for stuff. Yeah. I was really into tech decks. Like I was big on tech decks, like more collecting them, and like not so much like, oh, I want to learn like tray flips or heel flips or whatever. I did learn heel flips, which felt good, but like I didn't like take that too far. But
you like collecting them.
I like collecting them, and like that was like popular back in elementary school. It was popular. I had Dark Star, Baker boards, Tony Hawk boards.
I bet you those probably sell like real boards too. Like people are probably looking for like older ones, that I need this board for my collection or something. I don't know.
Yeah, who knows?
I would think so.
It's something like that. There's something like that.
I have a question. Did your mom know what skateboarding was, or how did you convince her to buy you a skateboard?
Yeah, I just said, hey mom, like my friends have boards. I want a board, and she's like, okay, mijo, yeah, I'll get it for you. Yeah. So just like that, and then I wasn't very knowledgeable. Like, I didn't really like pursue it. I was just like, oh, it's fun. I like it. I like collecting the boards. I like looking at just the pictures. Yeah. World Industries, that was my favorite as a kid. Just like, wow, look at those, like
they had
Wet Willie,
yeah,
Spitfire.
They had the fun graphics.
Or not Spitfire. What's his name? Wet Willie. Is it Spitfire?
Flame Boy.
Yeah, sorry. Flame Boy.
Yeah.
And they had the Daredevil?
Yeah.
Oh, Red Devil.
Red Devil. And I remember one very vividly of they were like wrestlers. Like Wet Willie was on the floor, and then Flame Boy was like doing a suplex on her. And as a kid, I was also really big into wrestling, so I was just like, that's my favorite one, So
that's so cool.
Yeah.
Did you ever get a World Industries board?
No. So my next board, my real board, was an Element board. So it was my birthday. My best friend at the time gave me an Element board on my birthday. Oh, cool. It didn't have any wheels, but he just had the trucks.
Oh yeah.
And I remember I was in my living room and he came with the boards. Like, here you go. I'm like, yes, I got my board. And my mom was right there. I'm like, Mom. She's like, oh, good for you, mijo. Super happy for me. I got wheels for it, and practiced on that a lot. But I didn't go far enough with it. I just got good with ollies as a kid, and then I got into bikes, and then what really took over in my youth was video games. I played a lot of RuneScape. You guys probably don't know that. But it's a very old MMO game, MMORPG. So that's what I did, middle school. Elementary, middle school. I did that a lot of video games after skating. And then high school, I was just into wrestling. I did wrestling for 4 years, all 4 years, from freshman to senior year. Changed my life, literally. I have a tattoo of wrestling. That's what really changed my life. It really changed my life.
Were you skating and wrestling at the same time, or you left skateboarding and you were just doing one focus on one thing?
Yeah, I wasn't thinking about skating. I just was not thinking about it. But
when did you get back on the board?
Consistently 2016, 2017, 2018, but I was more into rip sticks and the rip surf. You guys know what the rip surf is?
I think so.
It literally just looks like a surfboard, but it's a rip stick.
Oh, okay.
But so you guys know what a rip stick looks like, right?
I think so. It's just it's like a board,
2 wheels.
But
Two wheels.
You just kind of pedal it. Yeah.
Yeah. So the rip surf, that one's a little different. It's not centered, meaning the back one is all the way towards the end of the tail, and the one that's in front, it's more in the middle. So there's a lot of space at the nose. So with that one compared to a rip stick, it's more, you could carve more with that one. You could go straight, but you're going sideways and carve. Rip sticks, that's really good for control. Since it's centered, it's just you're just on one wheel with one foot, one wheel with the other foot, and you're just, you could really turn and get some good space with that. So
that sounds like it's good for the body too, for the legs, exercise, right?
Yeah,
or what is that good for?
It's all in the hips for that. Literally in the hips. That's all you're doing, So I did that a lot, and at the time I was going to college, community college, so it was Rio Hondo College. You guys know Rio Hondo College?
Yeah.
It's on a hill. So I would park on the very bottom, take the tram up, take my skateboard with me, and then go to class. And then when I wanted to eat, it's going downhill or go to the library. I'm okay, I'll just ride my board. And with the rip surf, you don't have to pedal. If it's flat, you have to do this, and this gets tiring. Honestly, it does get tiring to gain speed and stuff. But I would just go downhill, carve around. It was so fun and cool. So I did that a lot for a while, and then got my popsicle board 2018, 2019, and that's when everything changed, dude. My whole life around skating just started to
was that during the pandemic time?
Right
before?
So no, not right before, but like I said, 2017 was when I really started to get back into it.
Okay.
I got a good proper board, practiced on my lunch breaks or whatever, and then dude, skating changed my life.
That's cool. And then Norwalk's not around no more, right? Norwalk Skate Park?
No, they actually tore it down.
Right.
I'm not too sure about the reason why, but when I would go there in 2018, 2019, it was not the most friendliest place to go to. It's always kind of sketch.
That's why I never really went there as well, because the way I look too, and if, I'd probably get messed with over there. Be like, what are you doing over here, and what are you doing on that thing?
Right.
when you say sketch, you mean like sketch like gangsters or like homeless or like drug like tweakers, or what do you mean?
All the above.
Yeah, I would say all of it. Yeah.
One time.
I mean, my brother used to go there a lot too, and he would just sit under the bleach. They had like a place where you could hide under the ramps or something.
Yeah, yeah.
And they would drink 40s and stuff like that. So,
yeah. I
mean, and then the cops would come and look and check it out, and all right, you guys, get out of here. If you're not supposed to be here.
Yeah.
You know what I seen? West Covina skate park was like that, back in the day. And yesterday I was just there, and they have like the police officers coming with the bikes, which is kind of cool, keeping the community safe.
Yeah, that's what all parks need, really, honestly. Especially around skate parks, because sadly, we skaters, like, there's a lot of like drugs involved.
They can. Or people like that don't skate notice that that's a cool place to hang out, and then they bring it, and then next thing you know, it's all now the kids are taking a walk or something. You're like, hey, what's going on over here?
Yeah.
But all right, what would be some of your local skate spots now? Like
right now, I don't really go to skate parks as much. I like going to skate, like just street skating. I do a lot of street skating. And I go to ditches. Ditches are fun.
Yeah.
You have any specific favorite ditch? Because I know there's a couple of them around here, and they're like nice ones.
Yeah. So in Anaheim, there's one literally like a walk away from where I live. It's kind of sketchy because like it's a tunnel, and the tunnel like it goes deep. So like just on the outside, I would skate around it, but on my YouTube.
Is there you go through the tunnel? Is there another side out?
Yeah, there is. On my YouTube page, I filmed myself and my homie going through one of the tunnels. It was scary because like it's pitch black in there, and like we're going deep, and we're like, bro, we could barely see the light. And then like I'm like, dude, what is that? And then we literally hear someone like yell back at us, but like he was from a distance, so like the way it echoed, it sounded like a ghost, like no joke. Like it's on my YouTube page.
I seen one of the Instagram. You said like coffin or belly flop.
Oh yeah. So for Instagram, that's another ditch that I went to just recently that I'm like, dude, this place is amazing for skating. And yeah, the caption was like, would you coffin ride or belly ride this tunnel,
That's right.
So it was that spot was cool. The spot was cool.
All right, so those are fairly close to where you're at.
Yeah.
That's cool, man.
I had a question. When you go out to these spots and ditches, do you go take a filmer, or you have your own camera, or do you plan on getting footage? Or of course the footage, that's the goal, but do you like plan to get like a street clip for your street part, or you just for YouTube?
Yeah, both street part and YouTube. My homie is the one with the nice camera. I forgot what it's called, but it's a skateboarding camera that he films for my part. So I had him with me, and also like my phone, and I got my GoPro that like I use for my YouTube. I posted a lot recently, but like just the last week, like my phone storage is just like it's bad, so like I really have to like.
I'm in the same boat with you, man.
We need a terabyte just to store it all.
Seriously, I got to keep deleting stuff and just to keep adding stuff.
Yeah. That's what I'm doing right now. So I'm just.
Yeah. But then, it's so funny that like a lot of it already lives on Instagram, and I'm over here still saving it. It's like, do I really need to keep it on my phone? It's already over here on their servers. So yeah.
Yeah. So.
All right, dude. What about? Do you ever go to Ponderosa or anything like that? That's in Anaheim.
No, I don't. No? I did go to Manzanita.
Yeah.
I would go there a bit. That's actually where I met one of my first like skating friends, because before I met Jonathan, I'll talk about him a little later, but my first homie, I won't say his name because the homie's homeless. So like, but he like shredded. He was really good at skating, and like he was the only one that like I was like I had a good conversation with him,
Yeah.
So I skated with him there, and
dude, shout out to that. Yeah, it's all good.
I'll get into that a little later, but
that's all good. All right. What would be some of the favorite obstacles to skate? Like if you do go to the park or in the street, are you hitting ledges, rails?
Not much rails. More ledges, I'll do 50/50s, no slapping, no slides. Like speed bumps. I love speed bumps.
Speed bumps.
I love that. I like doing like Chinese nollies on those.
Okay, like a little bonk.
Yeah. And like bonk shoves.
Okay.
I just learned bonk big spins, fakie.
That's cool.
And I also like propping up kickers, like the sewage, the manholes. Mm-hmm. I would prop that up.
I've seen a YouTube video that you have like some kind of tool. Then you try to stick some pine cones.
Yeah.
And your homie dropped one down there.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, and you're still struggling with the manhole. You're like, come on, dude.
That manhole, literally, dude, was so heavy.
I bet.
It's so heavy. That was a big one too.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, I like pine cones. Like they literally help. Like they could like.
And you trusted that thing to like use it as a kicker?
Yeah, dude. The pine cones that are closed, those are like hard, dude. I don't know if you've ever kicked one on accident, but they're heavy and they're hard. Like I almost like broke a toe just kicking one of them pine cones, dude. But they eventually open up, you know.
Right. Yeah. That's cool, man. So
Thanks.
Like so you like finding spots like that to make it interesting.
Yeah, and I like skating Cal State Fullerton because that's my school. I love skating. There's a lot of good skate spots there.
Okay.
Security there is super chill. They're just like, hey man, just skate when there's not a lot of people around. You know, like I don't want you guys hurting people.
Is it because you go to school there they allow it, or like do they normally kick people out, or do they just say like just wait till?
Yeah, I mean, if I'm not wearing my Cal State Fullerton shirt, I'm not sure if they know I go there or not. But they're just always chill, you know.
That's cool.
And one time a police officer was there, and I just asked for the K, like I'm gonna skate right here, like is that okay? And they're like, yeah, no problem, you know, just don't destroy the property. Okay. I'm like, yeah, no problem, you know, I'm not gonna grind or anything.
That's cool. Yeah, dude, that's fun.
Yes.
And how long have you been going to Cal State?
So I got accepted. When did I get accepted? 2021. We're in 2024. Mm-hmm. No, I think like 2022. Sorry, 2022. I got accepted. So
about 2 years or so.
No. Sorry, I think 2023. My mind's kind of blurry when I started, but ever since I started, dude, like it's amazing. Like going to university, dude. It's the best thing you could ever do for yourself because you're getting knowledge from intelligent people. You know, you could talk crap like, oh my god, this teacher like sucks. Da 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 da. But think about it. If you're talking crap, you probably just did something wrong, and you're just being like illiterate. Like you don't want to fix the problem. Fix the problem. Right. Hey, professor, like, what did I do wrong? You know, tell me. I want to know. Okay, yeah, here, there you go.
Yeah.
I heard a powerful verse in the Bible. It said, "People that hate correction are stupid." And the Bible says it itself.
Yeah, man. You got like one thing is that accidents and mistakes are our best friend. That they're our best friend.
Yeah,
that's something.
That's how you learn.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Learn and grow.
Yes, sir. Mm-hmm. What would be a dream spot to skate?
Dream spot, you know. I don't have anything in mind, but if I could, I guess New York.
New York.
I think I would try out New York.
What would you want to skate in New York? Like just whatever's out there.
Yeah, honestly, whatever's out there. Like I'm not picky. Like, and I also like just looking for spots that like no one has hit. And I'm like, hey, like maybe I could do something off of that. Like, oh, like I want to, because I like, you know, making spots myself. Like, you know, putting in the work. Like sweep it, wax it. Like, hey, like I'm gonna get this. I'm gonna make it a spot. I like doing that, you know.
Yeah, you showed us one of your video parts earlier right now before the show, and then like, yeah, you do get creative, man. I seen one of the trash cans. You put it as a lid, and you did like bunked off it.
Yeah,
man, that's pretty cool.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, that was a fun little video. What was it called again?
So it's Robin Hood. My homie Jonathan Shimizu. Shout out to him.
Shout out.
He literally like we synergize like together because like our vibes are just so good. Like my best skater friend, you know, I met him at Cal State Fullerton. He goes there too.
Oh, cool.
It was a rainy day, and he's like, hey, you're skating, like that's cool, dude. And I'm like, oh yeah. And he's like, let's skate one day. So we hit it off, dude, and he really helped me with my with my skating style, and he's like, "Hey, dude, do you know Goyo, something, some Japanese skater that like he noticed like my style with him, you know?" I'm like, "Oh, like I don't know," and then he showed me, "Oh, dude, that's sick. Like I like that's stuff that I would actually do, you know?" So he really opened up my head to like the different names of skaters that are just very unique. William Spencer, you know, he's a stuntman for Spider-Man, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So like his skating style is just very unique, very different, you know? So I'm just like, I like that, you know? I like that.
That's cool.
You know what's cool about unique styles, and like I mentioned that you had a style like Richie Jackson, and it's cool because you're not doing what other people are doing, and you know sometimes we get tired of seeing like a back tilt, backside flip out, or you know we want to see something that like not a lot of people do,
right?
You know, tricks that are creative or things that are outside the box.
Exactly.
There's this skater, I forget where he's from, but dude, he pops his board crazy and he just like flips it with his hand, lands on the grind, manual, or dude, that skateboarding's interesting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man.
Yeah, there's a dude out there too that just skates with his hands. Like he has like
it's like a small board, right?
It's a regular board, and he'll just do flip tricks and like he'll be skating next to it too.
Yeah. I've seen him before. Yeah, it is like a real board, but like it's like smaller than like a 7.5, I think.
I'm not too sure. To me, it looked like a normal sized board. Just the grip, he uses some kind of rubber grip instead.
Right? Yeah, he has to. Imagine.
Yeah.
His fingers would be all screwed up.
You know who I trip out on? Man Ramp. How he lets people skate.
Oh, dude, that's insane. He got famous off of that. You know, like who would think like just doing that with the ramp, you get pretty popular. I remember seeing a clip of him like where he like held it with his fingers. You know, he's grabbing it right here, and literally like the second he like does that, the person that was skating him, the wheels like just right there. You know, he would have like broken a finger or something. You know, and I was like, whoa.
Yeah,
you know, some close calls.
The outfit does help, you know. The
he's ripped,
you know, and he's always got the hard hat on and everything, so it all looks legit.
Yeah, he does look legit.
It comes back to creativity, you know. Like, dude, like he's making skaters do tricks that, like, you know, people can't imagine unless you have Man Ramp right there.
right. He turned himself into a fun box, and then you know he's folded like a transformer. And
That's funny.
It's amazing.
Shout out to Man Ramp.
Heck yeah, man.
He's cool.
All right. What would be your local skate shop now?
You know,
do you have one, or do you buy online?
I honestly, what I do is like I'm pretty like I pinch my pennies, you know, because I have a daughter. You know, having a daughter is expensive. You have to have the rubber band or the bows to match the shirt, to match the shorts, to match the shoes. So like I'm a penny pincher. So I go to Vans Outlet. I always look there for shoes. If I don't find anything, I'm like, okay, no big deal. They have boards there that are like dirt cheap, dude. Like I remember I got 2 boards and they had like a deal going on. Those boards were like not even $40, and they were like legit boards. And they had like a 20% off type of thing. And I remember the guy's like, I'm not sure if the 20% is for the boards, but I'll honor it, you know. So 20% each for the board. I'm just like, damn, bro, like I got a really good deal for 2 boards, like, you know. So I'm always like I penny pinch when it comes to like skating stuff, you know, because it's right now it's a hobby, but I want to make it a career, make money off of this, you know. So right now I gotta pinch my pennies, you know.
Right. Oh, that's cool.
Every penny counts.
Yeah. What kind of boards were they?
Right now I have a thank you board, and then another one was a blind board. And that's what I got.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. What you said you had a thank you board right now?
Yeah.
What else do you rock on the skateboard?
I have indies. I'm a 8, size 8.
Okay.
And independent hollows is like I like light trucks, you know.
Right.
And I'm thinking about moving up to an 8.5. Well, I mean, because I won a board for free on Go Skate Day.
Okay.
That was fun because have you guys ever been to like one of those like where they just throw product in the air? Product toss, dude. Oh my god, it's from what I've heard, like people got punched and stuff. So I'm just like, oh man, like so when I was in the crowd, I just looked around. I'm like, okay, he doesn't look like the type of person to punch me. He doesn't look like the type of person to punch me. So they threw a board. This guy catches it with 2 hands, and then there's 4 other guys' hands on it. And the guy that caught it with 2 hands, he fell on the floor. And then
He has the board. They're still trying to get it from him?
Yeah, and honestly, I feel kind of bad for doing it.
Oh, you got the board.
I got the board. Because, like, I had two hands on it, too. So I'm like, oh, it's just me and him, you know? Because me and him had two hands. Everybody else had one hand. So then I just...
Yeah.
And I yanked it out of his hand, out of everybody's hands, and I'm just like, I got it. I feel bad, but at the same time, like,
everybody was going for it.
Yeah, you know.
When you got it, did you run away, or did he try to chase you for it, or nah, it was yours, done deal?
No, that was my done deal. Like, I just walked away, and I just looked over my shoulder just to make sure, like, no one's gonna, like, throw a left hook at me or something, you know.
Dude, because I seen product calls like that where it gets bad, bro. Where, like, they're in situations where they have it, and people keep getting it, and, like, one of them pulls it and, like, runs, but the dude's like, nah, it's mine, and chases after him, and causes a big problem, so you have to give it back to him.
Yeah. I like when they have to, like the smart ones, because those boards, man, they come flying out. Sometimes they could be a little dangerous when they toss them. So I've seen where they'll throw a wheel instead.
Oh my God!
And if you catch a wheel, then you trade it in for a board.
Oh, one wheel.
Yeah, one wheel.
Okay, that's smart.
Like they toss out a wheel, and then whoever catches a wheel, they go, "I got it," and then they give them a skateboard.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's more safer, you know. So
yeah.
And then I've seen people like set a board up, like say on the other side of the park, and then they have everybody go run to whoever gets it first.
You know what I noticed about product toss? I step away from the circle because sometimes they'll be throwing it far.
Oh yeah.
I did that one time at Lincoln Skate Park for Go Skateboarding Day, bro. I got a board, I got a shirt, and a hat.
Nice, dude. That's
because they don't want to hit people in the face, so they throw it past them.
Yeah.
So that's the cheat code for the product toss.
I've been to two. The first one was with Chris Jocelyn at a park in Hawaiian Gardens. Mm-hmm. That one was kind of scary in the beginning because he pulls up with a lot of boards and a lot of product in his truck, and he's in the back just throwing them as soon as he got there.
Dang.
And there's kids there and the parents there, and I remember like they just like a bunch of older guys too, you know, just trying to get it, and then the kids are like, oh, like, you know, and like the moms are like, hey, back up, you know, no, get over here, you know, you're gonna get hurt or whatever, you know. It gets kind of wild.
Yeah, it can.
Dude, that's
but it's fun.
big.
It is
like,
cool.
shout out to Chris Jocelyn. That's his hometown too.
Yeah,
Hawaiian Gardens.
Such a nice guy. The nicest skater I've ever met, dude. I interviewed him. I just asked him questions like on the spot. I'm just like, dude, like who inspired you, you know, to skate? You know, oh, Nico is always gnarly. I'm like, oh, Nico, that's cool, you know. And I would just ask him questions like as he's like throwing or tossing or signing. That's what I should have done with Austin Gillette. Just ask him questions. Because with Austin Gillette, favorite skater, I was just like, can I interview you? And he's like, right now? And I'm like, yeah, it'll be quick. And he's like, maybe after my skate session. I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, sorry, like, sorry to bother you. Go ahead, skate. And then I'm just like, okay, I don't want to bug him anymore.
Yeah,
let it be.
It can have. I mean, sometimes they say don't meet your heroes because you know you don't want to get disappointed, and you know, I mean, it's happened to me before, like where I was like trying to get like I have that LA board right there.
Yeah.
And one time, like we went to like a Dodgers thing, and Fernando Valenzuela was there, and he was like signing a couple baseballs. And so we tried to get him to have him sign the board, and he just like kind of pushed it to the side, and that bummed me out more than like, and it kind of made me not like him anymore for a second. You know what I mean? I was like, hey man, that's not cool. Yeah. But at the same time, I'm like, you know, maybe there's some kind of, maybe he doesn't know if it's like a legit thing. Maybe he's not allowed to sign certain things. Yeah. I don't know, you know. But when you just see him push it to the side, you're just like, oh, what a dick, you know. But yeah, I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah.
I feel sometimes too, like it's the way you approach them, you know. Like sometimes, hey, do you have time? Hey, do you have like, you know, introduce yourself? Who you are.
Well, this guy, he was just walking by, like you know, we're at Dodger Stadium. It's like a, they're like giving back to the crowd type of deal.
Oh,
you know, we're all standing on the field, and they have like where the bases are. They have that all like roped off, kind of like with barriers. And they're inside the barrier part, and they're walking by, and he's just like grabbing baseballs and he's signing them, and so we're right down like sticking the board. You can stick that board out far, and it's like almost hitting his chest, and he's just like, excuse me, you know. You're like, really, but yeah, my lady even asked him in Spanish too, so I know he knows what happened.
So you said Austin Gillette, your favorite skater?
Yeah.
Do you have another favorite skater or just
Austin Gillette? William Spencer, Guy? I think it's Guy. I'm not pronouncing his name right. a Japanese skater, but them three are my favorite. Austin Gillette when he switched trade over the fire hydrant going downhill, and that's the cover of on Thrasher, you know. And that I was like, oh man, I need to get that magazine. I didn't have time to get it during the month when they were supplying it out. So like months later, I just go to like Zoomies or just any skate shop. Like, hey, do you guys have any Austin Gillette? You know, switch train over the fire hydrant. And they're like, oh no, dude, like that's been out for a while. I'm like, oh. Yeah. But luckily, I went to this skate shop in Fullerton. I forgot the name of it
because it Furnace?
Furnace. It's like Program and Sound. You know what I'm talking about?
No, I don't know that one.
So it's a small little one, and I saw the Austin Gillette magazine there. I'm like, oh, no way, you guys still have it? And they're like, oh yeah, dude. Like I don't know why we still do, but yeah, like want to buy it? I'm like, yeah, I do. So I got me that one.
Nice.
Yeah, Furnace. I'm sorry, is in Cyprus.
Cyprus.
Yeah. All right. That's cool, dude. That you got that. And then did you didn't have that magazine yesterday, huh?
Like on me?
Yeah, because then you.
If I did, imagine, dude. But
you could have had him sign the cover.
So when 88 Supply announced like, oh yeah, Globe's gonna be like sponsoring it, I said like, hey, like, is Austin Gillette gonna be there? But they never responded. Globe, I like, because Globe said like, oh, like they said something in the comment section, so then I just responded that, hey, is Austin Gillette gonna be there? They didn't like respond to me, so I'm just, oh, okay, whatever. I didn't think too much of it, and then he ends up showing up. Yeah. I kid you not, too. Literally, like, a holy crap moment. Yesterday was, I was skating, I had my headphones on, and then, like, I have Austin Gillette, I had his song in my skate park, and, I'm just listening to music, and then, like, Spotify just shuffle play, and then, like, the next song was Austin Gillette. Well, I cannot remember the name off the top of my head of the song. Anyway, as the song plays, he just rolls by, and I'm just like,
that's amazing.
I'm like, dude, Austin Gillette, and I like fanboyed, you know. I recorded it all. I'm gonna post it on my YouTube page, but I was like, I'm listening to your song, you know, right now. And that's cool. That's cool. Like, cause I first heard about Austin Gillette through his music. So that I mostly like him more as like in the music.
That like he skated to, or he makes music.
He makes music. He makes music.
Oh, nice. I did not know
he kind of reminds me of Mac DeMarco kind of type. Okay. That type. That's my type of music.
So he makes music and skates to it.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
So like, I found out that he skates. I'm like, oh, that's so cool, you know. So like. And I just like loved whatever he did on the board, you know, and like his style is insane. Speed, pop
is insane. Yeah,
right.
Yeah, like I've seen him the first time I seen him skate when they had a little the 12 stair thing at Brea, right?
He was there.
He was there that day too. Yeah, he was skating the Brea skate park, and man, he did a massive kickflip up the Euro gap. Where I was like, dang, that's the biggest one I've seen personally there, you know. So I'm sure maybe somebody has gotten one bigger, but I haven't seen it personally. So I was like, wow, this guy can skate. And I'm more of a fan of Mark Appleyard because Apples was there too yesterday, which is cool. They were all killing it. But yeah, like you were like, who the hell is Mark Appleyard?
I'm sorry.
Yeah, but you were more excited for Austin Gillette. Yeah. And I was like, okay, cool, you know. So. But I'm like, dude, you need to know who Mark Appleyard is.
Yeah. I'll look into him.
Check out his Flip Really Sorry video.
Flip Really Sorry.
Yeah.
I will.
The Sorry and Really Sorry. Those are
sorry
two good ones.
Really Sorry.
Yeah.
That's a good name.
Yeah, you're going to be really sorry you don't know that guy. You know? Yeah, so, but that's cool, man. We had a good time yesterday. Shout out to 88 for making that happen, too, as well.
Shout out to Globe for coming out.
Yeah, shout out to Globe and Small Wheels. Aaron was there, too.
Zach, shout out to Zach.
Zach, yeah. Man, good times, dude. Everybody there, man. We had a few people that have been on the show, too, that were out there as well.
Yeah?
Oh, yeah. Cheeto Skates was out there. He got a hard flip off the quarter pipe to flat. It was nice.
Cheeto, is he sponsored by 88's Supply?
He gets like a little flow, I believe. Like, okay. I don't know if how they sponsored kids. You know, I don't know if they actually give them product. I'm not too.
He's a young kid, huh?
Yeah, he's young. But I know they definitely get discounts. They get hooked up, you know, here and there.
Do you have his Instagram?
Yeah, Cheetos.
Yeah, because he did like come up to me, he's like, hey bro, did you get that on your phone? I'm like, oh yeah, but I'm like trying to record Austin Gillette. And he's like, oh okay. Yeah. So I still need to get back to him on his clip.
Every time I bump into him, he's always, we're the Local Skate. Like that's like my name to him.
Hey, speaking of sponsored, did you ever get sponsored or dreamed of getting sponsored?
Yeah, that was gonna be my next question. What would be the dream sponsor?
The dream sponsor, honestly, would just be any sponsor, really. Honestly, I'm not picky, as long as like it applies to me. Like, okay, skating wise, sponsor Baker. I like Baker.
Nice. Okay, that would be a dream sponsor.
Yeah, right? And or Bones wheels. I like their wheels.
Yeah.
And
I have a question.
Yeah.
Well, what do you like about Baker?
Cater.
Oh, okay.
He's insane.
He started his own company now.
Yeah,
I believe it's called Violet, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, Violet.
Yeah. I think that's his company.
You know what? That's funny because when I was interviewing some skaters yesterday, they said, like, when I asked them, like, who would you go pro for? They were like, oh, Violet. I'm like, well, I've never heard of that one.
Yeah.
But there we go. Now I know.
Yeah, I think that's his team. If I'm wrong, I'm sorry, guys.
Yeah, because he left Baker, and I was wondering why he left, and now he started his own company.
Yeah.
But me, personally, I like Baker, too, man, because I like Baker 3, you know, all the skaters they have the style that I love, jumping off stairs, gaps, and they love to party back in the day, but now they're all sober, and they're still getting bugged, so that's why I like Baker. Right. That's sick, man, Baker.
Yes.
Shout out.
That's cool, man.
Thanks.
Heck yeah, dude. Death Wish as well, too, because I like Jamie Foy, man.
Foy.
Man, that guy could grind rails.
Oh my God, like nothing.
Like nothing, like butter.
Shout out,
serious.
All right. If you could get a dream sponsor for trucks, would be Independent.
Oh yeah,
right.
Independent.
Always.
I love Independent. I had Thunders. With Thunders, you have to like really have them tight because I had some Thunder Hollows, and I skate loose trucks. So like anytime I would do like tricks or whatever, I would always get wheeled by always. And then
had too much of a turn radius for you, huh?
Yeah, like I guess like because like it's shorter, closer to the board, so that's why it's like hitting
it's all in. So most of the time, it's all in the hangers, like because I've had like different hangers that like Destructos. They don't turn like they'll stay more straight than turn. And I can't street skate with Destructos anymore. I used to, but not no more. Now that's mostly for the mini ramp in the back. Because I can't skate mini ramp with Independence. They turn too much. I'll get wheel bite. So there's this weird like little balance I got to try to, either I got to learn how to control Independence or just keep having a quiver of skateboards,
Right.
Yeah. But there's things like that can happen to people like, what do they say? Like the space between each truck, wheelbase, right? The wheelbase, that's what I was trying to think of. 14-inch wheelbase, 13, like that can all play an effect with people skating. Yesterday, Chito was like, dude, I suck at skating today. I think I'm going to quit. I'm like, bro. He's like, I'm going to start playing football. I'm like, okay, dude. I'm like, are you sure it's not just your board? Maybe your board, like maybe you got a board that you don't even realize that it's not working for you. But, as a kid, like a lot of us just skate anything. You don't even think about it. As long as the nose and the tail look decent, I think, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
speaking of football, did you ever play sports?
Wrestling. He said wrestling.
Wrestling, right?
Yeah.
Besides wrestling, anything else?
Just wrestling all 4 years in high school. I was a skinny twig, 96 pounds freshman year. And then I just stuck with wrestling. It got me like, put some meat on my bones, dude. So love wrestling, love it.
Would you watch WWE or WWF
back in the day? I was big in WWE, SmackDown, Raw. Favorite wrestler was probably Batista. But that wasn't the reason why I joined wrestling. The reason why I was just like, oh, my friend's doing it, like I'll do it. And then when I saw it, like I remember the first day, I'm just like,
that's not wrestling.
I was like, no. So I knew the difference between amateur and professional, but I was just like, this is weird, Like I don't want to be like getting touched. Like I was just like, oh, what is this? Wrestling. I'm just like, oh. Like,
but then once you get on the mat, all that is out of the picture. You just want to survive. It's like I remember doing jiu-jitsu too. Like you would, you're grappling with another man. You're, but. When you're in that mode, it's all survival after that. You're just going at it to try to win,
Yeah. Initially, I had a good wrestling teammate because he would push me and like he would literally just try to like F me up, you know? Mm-hmm. So like when I was there, like practicing, I was in the first year, I was just struggling to survive. I'm just like, oh my God, like he's destroying me. But like, I just don't want him to like destroy me too much. So I was just taking a lot of hits, the next day, like I couldn't move my neck. I had to like stay straight. Like, wow. What? You're calling me? Hang on. Yeah. Like, but eventually, you know, I'm like, hey, like I like this. You know, I'm getting better. Junior year was my best year. I got third in CIF, qualified for masters, and yeah, dude, I had some crazy matches. I'll just say this one quick one. Senior year, I'm wrestling this guy from Hillcrest High School. I don't know. That's all I know. Hillcrest High School. We're going at it, and then he leans in for a takedown and he hits me like right here, like up my nose, which kind of like screwed my head up because after he hit me, I saw black and I just like collapsed to the floor, and then I'm like, oh, like what happened? You know, like I got knocked out. And then the ref's like, are you okay? I'm like, yeah, okay, let's wrestle. I'm like, all right. So we're wrestling. It's even, it's tied, and then I'm on top of him. I have a leg right in, which is one leg between his legs, and I'm like just like on him like a blanket. And he rolled, and when he rolls, I have to tuck my chin in so I could roll with him. I didn't tuck my chin in, so when he rolled, I face planted the mat, and I got knocked out again. And I just lay on him, and then he like just shrugs me off, and I like flop over. Ref's like, hey, like wake up, you okay? All right, let's keep going. Like we're going into overtime. I'm like, overtime? Dang. Oh God. I ended up winning the match.
No way.
we went into double overtime.
Wow.
Double overtime. So
yeah, never give up.
How does that work? Wrestling? Do you get like 3 minutes in the ring, or how does that work?
So it's a mat, 2 minutes each round, 3 rounds, 2 minutes. Overtime if you're tied, 1 minute of just staying standing. If anyone takes down someone, that's the end of the match. The person that takes down wins. We didn't end up taking each other down for the 4th round, which is just 1 minute. 5th round, double overtime. Someone chooses bottom. So for 30 seconds, you have to start on all fours, hands and knees. And then the person lines up, right hand on the belly, other hand on the elbow. And then you start, you have to get up. If you get out, you get 1 point. If you stay down, you don't get no points. It's up to the next person. The other person has a chance for 30 seconds also. So, get up, you win. Stay down, you lose. So I ended up getting out and I won. I was like, so excited for that.
Oh, dude, congratulations on that one, man.
Thank you.
Heck yeah.
You still have your trophies?
I do. They're at my, I think they're in my shed somewhere. Yeah, just a bunch of them.
But that's cool.
Shout out.
Thanks.
Shout out to that, man. All right. What about if you could travel anywhere to skate? Like if you can, besides New York, like say you wanted to leave the country.
Ooh, I would. Jeez.
Or somewhere to take the familia for vacation.
With the board too.
Yeah.
I would say
it's always coming along, right?
Somewhere in Europe, anywhere in Europe, honestly. Maybe like Greece. That'd be sick. Greece.
That one has a lot of history too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love Greek mythology.
Okay.
Like all that stuff. Oh, it's great. Odysseus.
They're the ones that made math, weren't they?
Yeah. The Greeks?
I believe.
I think so. Yeah, that's some smart people.
I just started speaking of smart, I started getting into Stoicism, like Seneca, Epictetus, and Marcus Aurelius.
Nice.
Very powerful, man.
Yeah, man. It's some good stuff, dude. Good stuff to just read and understand,
You just made me feel dumb. I didn't know none of that.
It's very good. That's very interesting to get into and live a better life, peaceful life,
There's some really great stories,
I bet.
that a lot of like shows have like redone, like The Simpsons like redid it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's good.
They were always touching on stuff like that.
There's this thing on The Simpsons where like Simpsons did it. Like they try to do it like little sins, but like a scene, and then like Simpsons already did everything,
All right. I did see a clip of you skating, trying to learn to skate pull, like your uncle's pull.
Yeah.
Yeah, you had to clean it out and everything. Was that like in Arizona?
Yes. So my uncle's from Arizona. I drove down there to for my mom's birthday.
Okay.
She's out there helping out with my grandma. My grandma just got breast cancer.
Oh wow.
So she's helping out with my grandma.
Okay.
And my mom's been out there in Arizona for getting closer to 3 months now.
Wow.
And my dad, luckily, like sometimes he works in Phoenix, which is around Yuma, Arizona, which is where my uncle, my grandma, and most of my mom's side of the family's from. So my dad gets to like work there and then go spend time with my mom. And yeah, my uncle's pool. He owns a hotel and like he doesn't use the pool anymore. And I'm like, hey uncle, like can I skate the pool? Yeah, no problem. Damn. So he's just, it's just dirty, you know. I'm like, okay, yeah, I'll take care of it. So I get there, you know, I'm shoveling all the dirt, all the leaves and stuff. I posted, it's all on my YouTube, and it's so hot over there, like over 100 degrees.
But it looks like you did good, man. You learned how to hit a little bit of the transition, because it doesn't look like a normal pool. You can really skate.
It's so weird. Like in my GoPro shots, you could kind of see like the parts where like you have to like kind of brace yourself, because it's so weird. It's like slanted, and it's not like
it would throw him into the wall and stuff.
Yeah.
But he was like, dude, I'm gonna skate this. So I like the dedication of that.
I screwed up my toe on it. Like I didn't like I when I went to step to brace myself, I didn't calculate how high it was. So like I kicked the floor, and my toe just like, ouch! It hurts to this day. Right now.
Still from that?
Yeah,
Wow.
like I feel it. I'm just like, I gotta take care of my toes.
Yeah. And then another cool one on your YouTube channel was you were using like cardboard to surf down this hill.
Just the board by itself.
Oh, just the board, right? Yeah, just
yeah.
the board by itself.
Yeah.
And then a couple random people just wanted to try it.
Yeah, they're like, hey, can I try? I'm like, of course.
That was cool.
Yeah, that was a good time. That park, what is it called? I think that one's called Hillcrest Park. Yeah. That's funny how I just mentioned like a school.
Yeah,
like,
Hillcrest. Yeah.
That park, it has my ender. There's several enders from my skate park
that you're working on now.
That I'm working on.
Okay.
I'll mention it right now. Like Santa Fe Springs right there, Telegraph and Carmenita. There's the sign Santa Fe Springs. It's an arch. So I'm thinking like, maybe I could just ollie, like go down and ollie, you know. And it's in the middle of a main street. It's on an island. So I'm thinking about doing that. And then there's like a gnarlier one in Fullerton on Euclid and the 91 freeway. And that one's like, it's like two slopes like this. And think of like the in and out sign. Right. But without the arrow just going down. Right. And like that one's more steep. So it's a little bit more gnarly. I want to do that. And the Hillcrest Park, it has like this perfect like small little drop that you could like kickflip off of and then like just roll down the hill. So like I want to do that. Also
you got that. Those are all in the mind.
Yes.
That'll be sick.
It'll come out, bro. It'll come out. I'll get it.
All right, that's cool, man. And do you have a date that you plan on dropping the video, or you're just working on it just whenever it's done?
So I'm very blessed to have Jonathan Shimizu, my good skate friend. He's taking care of all the edits, all the his camera. He's just, all I have to do is just skate. Go skate, to tell him the songs I want, and he's gonna take care of everything else. And like I trust him, you know. Like I'm not like oh no I want it like this. I'm not very picky. I'm just like okay, bro. Like I just want the song. Like, and he's like, yeah, no problem. And he's good, you know. I trust him, you know. You guys saw my part.
Yeah, did you pick that song on that part too?
I just picked Austin Gillette, and he picked the last song for the ender, which I'm like, hey dude, that's a good song.
That song that you put on there was Austin Gillette song?
Yes, the first song.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Does he know that you skated to one of his songs?
I told him like, yeah, this is the song I listen to, you know.
That's cool.
So yeah, I'm just bad with names of songs and bands and stuff. I'm just bad with it. Like, don't roast me for saying that I'm a big fan, but I don't even know his music. I'm just bad with that stuff.
But a lot of times too, though, like for me, like when I was younger, growing up, like I didn't listen to a lot of the music at the time that like in skate videos. But when I heard them in skate videos, like I wouldn't even me personally, I wouldn't go out and be like, oh, who is that? What band is that? I'll just know like, oh, that's like so and so's part.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then later on, I'll be like, oh, what's that? Like, there was a song that I really liked. Who was that? Oh, that's Dark Side of the Moon. I'm like, from what are those guys' names again? Shit, I can't remember right now. But yeah, Pink Floyd. And so I was like, oh wow, I like Pink Floyd. Yeah. Like I was just tripping out. I was like, I never knew I liked that. But yeah, like a lot of skate videos did that for me. It was like introduced me to music, which is amazing.
Yes, music.
Yeah, they go hand in hand, dude.
Yeah.
And then let's talk about your Instagram. You post a lot of questions on your Instagram.
Yeah. So my Instagram, it's prompt based skate questions. Mm-hmm. So this Instagram guy named Adrian, like AYE Drin, he has a lot of GoPro shots on his chest, or I think it's his helmet. I don't know, but it's just prompts like, what's your stance, or who inspired you to skate, and that gets a lot of attention, a lot of likes and stuff, and I'm just like, dang, like, yeah, I gotta do this, like it's just easy.
Yeah,
he's not busting crazy gnarly tricks, it's just GoPro shots, tray flip, kick flip, heel flip, whatever, and just the question, and I'm like, I gotta do that. And then my homie Jonathan, he also is like posting like 3 times a day, and like he's posting like prompts too, like just questions related to skating. Like,
right.
One, for example, is like, oh, like, what's the best drink to have after a skate session? Like, it's just this homie like grabbing Arizona out of the freezer, and like that got a good amount of likes and stuff. And he even got like, he told me that like the Arizona like tea like liked it,
Right.
And I was asking him like, hey, like, what are your goals with doing that kind of prompts? And he's like, oh yeah, like, like eventually get a sponsor and just have the question, and with the sponsor, whatever they have on it,
Right.
But, and I don't know if you guys know Snappy. You guys know Snappy?
Snappy?
Snappy's a YouTuber. He's like, do you guys know J Films?
J Films, yeah, I heard of J
Films. Brian Arnett?
Brian, yep.
So these guys, they're a bunch of YouTube, like, they're YouTube skaters where they're like, they're pretty up there in skating. So they have like they're like their own crew kind of, like, I think they all live in one house.
Okay.
And Snappy, he's like really big on Instagram where like he just gets like hundreds and millions of views. And I'm just like, what the heck? Like, and like one of them, the prompt was, oh, when she takes her top off, and I said, oh, clip that, and like that got like millions of like views and a lot of likes. I'm just like, that's all you have to do just to get that.
A lot of times it is in the title too, like in your YouTube channel too. Like the way we do it is not really like people aren't really looking out for, like, if we were to title it different, like say, because right now the whole thing going on with Mr. Cole over there. And if we were to say like, oh, like on our last episode, I asked the guy, what skater would you want to skate with? And I said, Chris Cole. And he said, and if we titled our YouTube channel like, oh, the homie wants to skate with Chris Cole, and what's going on, right, that would probably get major clicks just because the title said that.
Yeah.
But I'm not trying to trying to fake anybody into clicking on our
right,
stuff.
Right, clickbait. But
yeah, clickbait.
I could give you a good example of that. When Chris Jocelyn, when I was telling you guys, did the
quick interview,
the product toss.
Yeah,
product toss.
Yeah, product toss. Like I had clips of him like skating, and like it wasn't like crazy stuff, but it was just like his warm up,
Yeah.
And so like I held onto that, and then I'm like right now would be a good time to post it, because it was like during like right before the Olympics when he was like getting on the team and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. I'm like, oh, let me post it right now, and on my TikTok it got pretty good views, like 40K like views and like a good amount of likes.
That's
and
cool.
A lot of people liked that clip, like, and the song that I had with it was like perfect too, like,
okay,
yeah. So just timing, knowing like, oh, like that name is big right now, let's post it, or this is happening right now with the world, let's post it. Right. With similarities,
especially with the Olympics, that was a big, like, everybody was on the YouTubes trying to find stuff. So
right.
Yeah, I mean it does work, if people, but like I kind of like the way we do it too, because if people really want to see it, they'll find it.
Exactly.
But I'm not trying to fake anybody into like, and then they'll be like, dude, I watched the whole thing and they didn't even talk about that.
You know what's funny? We had like some guests come in and tell us like they watch the show all the time, and then they come in and they're like, "So what are you gonna ask me?"
Yeah. What questions are you gonna have for me, or like, we get to the crazy question, and they're like, "Oh, I haven't gotten this far into the show yet," and I was like, "Dang, really? All right."
Yeah.
I watched 88 Supply. I watched Tray Flip 101.
Okay.
Those are the two I watched.
Okay.
I would watch, like, when I listen to podcasts, I listen to like when I'm doing things, you know.
Right.
So
that's
like
mostly how I consume podcasting as well.
Yeah.
I mean, that's how it pretty much started, because I listen to a lot of comedians. They do podcasting, and they all have their own show, and they'll all come to each other's show, right? Like say this guy's got a comedy show coming up, so he'll come and promote it on his show. He'll go to that show.
Yeah.
I would like, in the future, it'd be cool if skaters would do that as well. Like other podcasts would be like, you know, like say you started a podcast and I come do your show.
Right.
You know what I mean? So like, I think that would be a great way for us to network as skaters,
of course.
you know. But until that time, you know, like the only ones that have podcasting right now are like, there's a lot of them out there. I'm barely, you know, starting to catch wind of some of them, you know, but a lot of times, like, it is a lot of work, and I've seen some that don't last too. So, but man, dude, it'd be nice to get out there, and have other skaters do shows too. It'd be rad.
Right.
I've been seeing it like slowly. A lot of podcasts getting built. You know, there's even this dude that were like, man, skaters, pro skaters are dropping more podcasts than parts. What's up with that?
Okay. That's funny.
Yeah, like a little meme, you know.
That's funny. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, but I know right now, like, podcasting it's big in general.
Yeah,
it's a good time to start a podcast, you know.
It can be. I mean, like, as long as you're willing to put in the hours and the work, and like, and you have maybe like something that you do, you know, like. Because we have ideas to do with this show too as well, like to get more content. It's just it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. So
time consuming too.
Time consuming, you know, and we all have lives besides this too. You know, we all go to work and have jobs. So.
But at the end of the day, it's a positive thing that we're doing, you know, just like any skaters, giving them a voice, and you know, it's just like we all need to be heard, you know.
Yeah.
I feel the same way, man. That's why we do this here.
And then sometimes you just see skate videos, and you don't really get to know that person's character or what they do off the skateboard. Yeah. So this is what the podcast is about.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's with anything, you know, if you put a lot of effort and time into it, the only thing you can go is up. You know.
Yeah.
Unless you like shoot yourself in the shoe and just do something that you're not like why are you doing that on the video or whatever, you know?
Exactly.
Like sometimes the podcasts have the answers to like life and success, you know. It's just sometimes people don't want to take the time to learn off other people and listen to their stories, you know. And it's crazy because podcasts give the answers to people. You're learning from people, you know.
Yeah.
I listen to so many different, you know, types of podcasting, mostly comedy, but there's another one that's kind of serious stuff. So. And then you hear what people go through, and you know, and like maybe you'll hear something like you said that really relates to you, and you go, oh wow, like just out of nowhere, it could have been like a 3-second little clip or something out of there that really hits you in the right way.
Yeah.
So yeah, man, I really enjoy them.
Podcasts.
Yeah,
they're good.
Yeah,
they're good for you.
And you were saying this was your first podcast?
Yeah, this is my first podcast.
Hey, thank you for joining us.
Yeah, thank you guys for having me again.
For sure.
And reaching out, like, oh yeah, sure. Oh, he said yes. You know.
Yeah, were you surprised or what?
Well, to be honest, because like, yeah, I was surprised. I'm like, oh, he hit me back up. You know, like, sweet. You know.
Well, we do have a list of people that we do want to get on the show. You know, like I and we only do one a week. So So like, we want to try, and then we got to work with people's scheduling too.
Yes.
So like, and you were like pretty much available. So we're like, okay, we can get them in right away, you know. So let's do this. Great. So you were already on the list, so that's cool.
The MVP
so shout out
list.
to that.
I mean, not the MVP list. What's the VIP list? Not the MVP, VIP.
Yeah. Quick question for you: Who's like the one guy you're like, okay, I'm gonna work my way around their schedule just to get him here?
We've done that.
I feel like.
Jeff the Cesare?
Nah, it was Jeremy Ray for your birthday, no?
Right, that one, because we had recorded another podcast episode before his, but we held off that one so we could drop Jeremy Ray's on my birthday, because it happened to land on like that Thursday when we do our episodes.
That's cool.
That's that one. But like we've done stuff where like say somebody could only come in like 7 o'clock or something at night. We've done that in the past before, like maybe on a Wednesday or something. But it's very rare that we do that unless these guys definitely can't make it in on a weekend, and then we all can schedule. We find somebody that's like maybe there's one guest that I can only do Thursday, so we'll try to make that happen. But yeah, I mean, like I said, dude, we have people that we want to get in the chair, and then there's people that are ready to go, and there's some people that we got to work with their schedules. So,
Yeah, but everybody's welcome.
Everybody's welcome, man, for sure.
Yeah, maybe I could invite my friend Jonathan.
Yeah,
he's very much more knowledgeable than me with skating. Like he skated since he was a kid.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, like I said, everybody's got we got to just be able to fit them in our schedule as well.
Of course.
And I even hit up some other guy too yesterday. I'm like, dude, I want you on our podcast, bro. So I'm gonna be hitting you up soon. Don't think I don't know. Don't think I don't see you out there.
Yeah.
But I don't even know if he wants to be on. To be honest, he was just like, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I sometimes I feel bad, like because I want to get everybody in, So. But yeah, man, all in due time, man, and it's so cool that there's so many skaters out there that we haven't even really scratched the surface on people, So
yeah,
I have a question. How did you find out about where the locals skate, or when did you first hear about it?
I think I saw it when I was just looking up Jeff the Cesare, and I saw that he was on YouTube, and look, he's on podcast, and I'm like,
yeah, we got a lot of followers from Jeff's episode.
Yeah.
Yeah, and people are still looking him up right now, so we're always getting new viewers.
He's insane.
Yeah.
He's honestly, I compare him to like video games. Like if there's any skater, he's like real life video game Tony Hawk pro skater type stuff.
He's such a humble person.
Oh yeah,
I bet he is.
He's cool as hell, man.
Cool, nice person.
Shout out to Jeff. Yeah,
I saw him. I saw him at a skate event in somewhere in LA. I forgot. I posted it on my TikTok, like this skate event, and he was there like putting boards together. And I was with my daughter, my girlfriend. I'm just like, babe, there's Jeff the Cesare. I'm like, I want to say hi to him. She's like, no. I'm like, but it's okay. I was like, oh, all right, that's
you just like I see people get like shy like that to hit up people, but. I mean, you kind of feel, you kind of sense out the vibe, and then you see that they're like, if they're free enough to be like, just to go up to them, and usually the best way to do is just introduce yourself, like, hey, I'm a big fan, whatever. But like, because I've tried it other ways where I'm like, oh, dude, like they're like, hey, bro, like, can you give me a second? I'm talking. I'm like, my bad, like.
Yeah. Knowing when to like chime in, that's another thing, like.
Yeah.
Unwritten rules,
But if you're at a skate event and like. I mean, they should be well aware that they're going to be talked to. Like, it's not like you hit them up and then you see them at dinner with their family and you're like, hey, bro, can I get a picture? Like, if they're at a skate event, hopefully they're nice enough to be like, hey, take the photo, sign something, whatnot, Let's get into your hobbies off the skateboard.
Right now, my hobbies, I like playing video games, but at the same time, like, I hate it because... It takes a toll on me mentally, because you guys know League of Legends?
I heard of it. I'm playing it.
It's just a game online. It's free, and it's kind of a gamble because like it's a long game. Like you spend like 45 minutes in a game playing with like 5 other. It's like 11 other like 6 other people you're playing with, and you're stuck in the game. If you leave the game, you get like penaltied if you. Just stop playing.
Sucks.
So like when I'm playing and I have like crappy teammates, like I get rage, So I'm just like, you guys suck, come on, like I kind of get gamer rage a little bit, and then once I'm done with the game, I'm just like still like heated. But like when I win, obviously it feels really good,
Right.
But it just doesn't make me feel good. Like if I go to sleep, if I play at night and I go to sleep and I wake up, I just wake up like crap. I get bad sleep, so it's a give and take. For video games, but I go to the gym a lot. Every morning. I used to go every morning, but since my daughter just started preschool, she wakes up at like 6 o'clock now. Like, Daddy, and I'm just like, oh, you're already awake.
Yeah.
Because I wake up every day 4:30.
Oh wow.
I try my best to get up at that time. The latest like 5, but I've been doing that since I started going to Cal State Fullerton because like I'm going to school full time job with a little bit of overtime. I'm a father. I have a girlfriend, you know. So like I gotta like, okay, if I'm gonna like manage all this, I need to have more time for myself in the morning, get myself out of the way, and then do what I gotta do.
Right.
And then by the end of the day, like after work, I
what
just
time
chill
do you go
with
to
the
sleep?
I go to bed like 9 o'clock.
9 o'clock. That's a decent
Is that
time.
every day? The latest?
Yeah, but like weekends, sometimes I push it to like 10, 11. Some days I'm just like, oh, like yeah, 11:30, 12 sometimes. But once I start school, which is tomorrow, I start school, I'm gonna like be much more strict because I did summer school, which was like chill. So like I was more chilling. I would still wake up at 4:30, but go to bed a little later. But tomorrow I'm gonna stick with 9 o'clock. Going to bed at 9 o'clock, waking up at 4:30.
The discipline starts, huh?
Yeah.
Discipline.
That's good, man. Yeah, you got to hit the bed early if you're gonna be waking up that early because you need that sleep.
Yeah, man.
Dude, I just like I was telling you earlier about like the body and the mind, and I feel like the sleep is a big important factor of how you function throughout the day, how your body thinks, and how the way you're behaving.
I'm glad you mentioned that because at school, you know, I had an English teacher that was like really like preaching like it's so important you guys get good sleep, so important you get good sleep, and she's also kind of the reason why like I really like cherish sleep, you know, because it's like that's really good for you. You study, you do all this stuff late at night, and then the next morning you're groggy. I do all my studying for my homework and my schoolwork and stuff in the mornings when I'm like, I feel good, I'm refreshed. And just before I did that, I would study at night, late at night. You know, everybody says that like, yeah, I did an all-nighter studying, yada, yada. I can't do that. I can't function the next day. The work doesn't stay in my head. So I'm just like, oh, I can't do that. So studying in the morning, it helps me like, oh, I got it in my head, you know. I go about my day. I'm like, hey, I already did my studying, you know. Now I'm chilling.
That's smart.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Anything else off the board?
Off the board. Boxing. Since I go to the gym. Oh, I'll tell you guys this. I do skater workouts. You guys know knees over toes guy?
No.
I haven't heard of him.
So basically, he's a basketball player. He's like, I think he's past 40, but he's like jumping like as high, like really high, like a 20-year-old, you know, because he does workouts for his knees. And basically, knees over toes is, think of when you're squatting down when you're about to pop a trick. Yeah. Your knees over toes when you're in that position, you know. And he would say like, oh yeah, so that position is like when like he was like talking basketball, and like for that position, you know, like it's all in your knee muscles around the joints and all that stuff. So if you work that out, like you won't have knee problems and you'll just have good spring, you know, when you jump and stuff. So do you guys know a Bosu ball?
Bosu ball, no.
It's basically you know, like a yoga ball.
Yeah.
Half that with the platform.
Yeah,
on
yeah.
it.
You kind of step on it.
Yeah, so it's balanced. So I use that a lot too, and I do my stretches on it. I do like a monk squat where you just have like one foot on top of your knee, and you like squat down with it, and then I do a dragon squats. You guys know that? It's basically just like where you do a squat and you put your foot behind you and then you face it forward like this kind of. So I do those a lot, and you know, it's like you guys saw my skate part when my ankle rolled, right? And then some of the workouts that I do for my ankles is using the Bosu ball, and I hop on it because like it really simulates a board. Like when you land on a board, you do that, you know? Your feet.
Yeah.
So I'm always just hopping on the board doing this.
I mean, unless you're like me and you land bolts, but you know, it's all good.
Yeah. So
we still didn't find that funny. All right.
I'm just so interested on like, because that's all fitness, huh? Like,
Yeah,
dude.
I'm just like thinking like, dude, like that's very good, man.
Yeah.
For like, you know, for like, oh, how for skateboarding,
Right.
how you said
And-
like your feet and.
Yeah,
no,
there's another guy, not to cut you off, but this guy goes by Dr. Kyle Brown. He's on Instagram, and all his workouts are for skateboarding.
Really?
All of
I need to
them.
look him up.
Yeah,
I look
because
him up.
if you're interested in this guy and he's just basketball, if you look up Dr. Kyle Brown, I mean, this guy,
Kyle Brown.
he'll show you all the stuff that you need to learn for skateboarding.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I'll look into that.
And and all his workouts, your feet are gonna be where you place your feet on your skateboard. So he doesn't want you putting your feet wider or anything like that because he doesn't want you. He wants your muscle memory to be like, you need to be here every time.
Yeah,
'Cause that's where your board's gonna be.
Yeah.
And I'm like, wow, this guy's good.
Yes. And like with the Bosu ball, you know, that it saved me, you know, it's giving me longevity.
So in that clip, did your ankle get hurt? No.
I got back on the board and I did it. And my homie,
it looked bad too, huh? We're like cringing. We're like, oh.
My homie, he was like, dude, what the hell? Like your legs are like you know, rubber band or something, you know, because he was tripping. Now he's like, if that was me, dude, I'd be out, you know. And I'm like, dude, I do my workouts, you know, and I've rolled my ankle a few times. There's a worse one that I posted on my Instagram where I did a front shove, and like when I do front shoves, I hop really high and then I slam really down, and one time I slammed really down and rolled my ankle. That one was worse, but like the next day, you know, I'm fine, you know.
That's good, man. That's good to keep your body and mind strengthened.
Yes.
Very important.
Very important, man. Everybody out there listening.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. All right. Listo, you have any questions?
Yeah, I got a question, bro. Well, how did you say you studied or you got a degree for psychology?
I'm working on it. I'm a psychology major. And I'm focused mostly on like behavioral aspects in psychology. So I want to be a BCBA, which is a board certified behavior analyst, which is basically a manager for ABA therapy, which is applied behavior analysis. And that's something that we implement for kiddos on the spectrum. And there's behavior technicians, which was what I used to be. And you as a BCBA, you get all the data. You write out basically a BIP, which is a behavioral intervention plan for the kid. Like, okay, this is what you do when this kid reacts this way. This is what you do after the kid reacts this way. This is what you say. This is how you say it. When the kid's angry, you're going to talk a certain way.
And you have to figure all that stuff out and then make a plan for somebody to like take care of them or something.
Yeah. So it's like it's a lot of like critical thinking, because like with kiddos on the spectrum, you know, they're all different. They all have their own needs, and you know, like you have to like just like let me see how they would react if I just say, hey, good job, or let me see if I react if I gave them a thumbs up instead of like, hey, a good job, you know, because it's positive reinforcement that we have to give them a lot of. So they could do
the hey could be like startling, be like, whoa.
It could just trigger them, you know. Like like I'll give you an example. Let's say if like the way you squeeze this is bothering me so bad that I just decide to bite you, or I just kick you, or whatever, you know. Because some kids have like some serious behaviors like that, where like any little thing will tick them off, you know. And some are more high functioning, but with like severe problems. Like self-inflicting behavior, self-inflicting damage, like just hitting themselves. And that to me is like the scariest, because like I had a kid one time. I don't want to say too much because but he just would hurt himself, and I'm just like, oh, dude, and like,
he's not doing it. He's just kind of doing it unintentionally, right? He's kind of
he knows he looks at me and does it, and it just breaks my heart, you know, because like he's so smart, such a great kid. I love the kid so much, and that was just always a struggle that he had, and it was stressful on me, because like that's the worst behavior that I hate seeing, you know. Love the kid, you know. I wish him the best. So smart. He could literally tell me like, oh yeah, Imperial the Imperial Highway is like 30. No, it's like 200 and something miles. And I'm like, really? He's like, yeah. I'm like, okay. Like some of them, they just have superpowers. Like another one's like, hey, like what day lands on August 14th, or August 14th, 1998? Yeah. Oh, that's a Wednesday. Yeah. I'm like, let me look that up. Oh, he's right.
Yeah.
Some of them are just very smart people, you know.
Amazing. Yeah, some of them could even play music and.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are those I had a question. When you say sitting and stuff, is that like a disorder or?
It's a symptom that some kids have that are on the spectrum, like when they're just angry, you know, like they just don't know how to control their emotions and they just take it out on themselves or take it out on other people, bite themselves, you know.
Do you think it's because they know it gives like, say like if you're not giving me the attention I want, and if I know I do that, I'll get the attention.
Exactly. Yeah, that's a way to get attention. That's what they want, you know. Yeah. If things don't go their way, right. And just think about it, like their brains, like their emotion, it's not normal. It's very like it's heightened. They're high neuroticism. Neuroticism is like just when emotion. Some people have high neuroticism where the like little things would trigger them to get like very emotional. Some have low, where like something that should trigger someone, a lot of emotion doesn't. Like if someone dies in their family, then they're just like, oh, okay. Like that's low in neuroticism.
Right.
But yeah, that's what I plan on doing with my degree, becoming a BCBA. You need a master's for that.
That's amazing to do that kind of work, man.
Oh, it takes a special person.
It does. It really does.
Patience.
Yes.
That's what you need.
I had a question. What made you want to pick that path of, you know?
So a long time ago, when at community college, I'm like, you know, like, because before I worked with kiddos on the spectrum, I like bounced jobs, like working at a market, grocery stores. I worked with my dad with the tortilla business that was heavy lifting, and I'm just like, man, I don't like any of this stuff, you know, like all this hard labor, you know, like I want to like do a job where I'm not like breaking my back and not like behind the desk because I'll fall asleep. So I'm just like kids, like I like working with kids, you know. So I got into being like a babysitter for kiddos on the spectrum, and I'm like, hey, like I like this, you know. I'm just watching the kid, you know. I connect with the kid, and then eventually from a babysitter I became a behavior technician to where I'm at now, working at a school, and I'm working with I'm a one-on-one, so I'm just working with kiddos in general ed that just have behavioral problems. So it's a different set of kids with different patients, because like with kiddos, any kiddo on the spectrum, I have all the patience in the world. They could spit on me, they could kick me, punch me, whatever, give me cuts. I got like the scar right here from a kid that kicked me.
Gnarly.
Yeah. But that doesn't bother me, you know.
Yeah, because
they have a reason to act the way they act, you know.
Yeah, and they need somebody like you to take care of that, man. That's cool, man.
I actually think that's a very cool thing, awesome thing, because not like how you said, not a lot of people do that, and it takes a special person. In this world, we gotta help each other out, love each other out. You know, if we're doing good, why can't we help someone else do good? Especially if they have special needs, you know, if they can't really behave the way they gotta behave, you know, like. They have someone there to help them, dude, and we get blessed for helping people.
Right.
You know, so that's very cool, man. It's a positive thing.
Thank you.
That's awesome, man.
Thank you.
And I had another question. Who would you like to see next on the show?
Who would I like to see next on the show? Other than my homie Jonathan, a pro would be Dawson Gillette.
To be on the show?
Yeah, that'd be amazing. Imagine.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
I'd be like, you need to let me sit there with you.
The couch boy. And you know what's tight about a couch boy? Because today we have Peralta missing. Shout out Peralta. We allowed a person that had been a guest to come as a couch boy to substitute.
Yeah, so like if since you've been on the show now, and like if you're ever interested to come and sit in, if one of these guys is out, we'd love to have you come sit in too.
I appreciate that. Yeah. I'd love to.
Because sometimes we tell everybody all the time, but like again, it doesn't work with their schedule. You know what I mean? Like, because it people always, I'll be down, and then be like, hey, can you come and sit in? And they'll be like, like they're skating. They're skaters. They're trying to get out on the weekends and get their clips a lot of times. But yeah, man, we're always welcome to have somebody come back and sit in, or even come back as a guest for part 2 as well.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if you're ever working on something, you're dropping a part or anything like that.
Oh, that'd be good. That'd be good
I mean?
when my skate part drops. You know? That'd be a good spot. Good time.
Yeah. Come back. So we always want to help everybody out in that way as well too. You know. Mm-hmm. So hopefully help them promote some stuff. Because originally that's kind of like what I thought. Like, oh, what do you want to plug? And a lot of people, I don't have nothing really. Like, okay, all right then, you know. But yeah, like because I was going off of podcasts that I watched.
Yeah.
So, and then I was like, well, they don't go do comedy shows this weekend, so they don't have something to plug.
I see.
Yeah. Anything else?
Yeah, I got 2 more questions.
Yes.
What do you got coming up next? Like that you're working on or anything new?
So I just filmed yesterday a lot, so I'm gonna be editing for my, I guess, skate vlog. I'm gonna title it like meeting Austin Gillette, my favorite skater of all time, and I'm gonna post it on my YouTube.
I bet you get some hits.
Oh yeah. So I'm gonna do that, and then I post every day on TikTok, Instagram. Follow me, Sainz Skates or Ryan Signz. So just RYAN Signz. Think of like a stop sign, SIGNZ instead of an S.
Okay.
So yeah, I post every day on those, and YouTube takes time obviously because I want that to look good. I edit it, and that I want that one day to be a career to make money off of.
That'd be cool. Yeah, I mean that would be the dream too, man. To be able to do this podcast and get paid for it.
Right.
But I mean, like in reality, like you know, I don't know if that will ever happen. But it'd be nice. But you know, I'm always down for it.
Think about it.
Yeah.
Joe Rogan, when he started before.
Oh yeah.
Podcasting was like a hit.
Thing, yeah.
And he said he didn't make money off of it until 4 years.
Yeah.
And think about it. Like after 4 years, when you start to finally make money, it's not gonna be a lot of money.
No, it won't be.
It's gonna build its way up.
Yeah. I mean that's the thing, man, is if we keep at it and if we keep going and it maybe eventually to get there. But for now we're just trying to give everybody their voice and give them a little shine, let people get to know them a little bit more. Yeah.
Okay, I got my last question. Do you have any advice for like anybody out there struggling in life?
I would say if you just have good time management, and surround yourself with people that care about you and love you, that want the best for you. If you're gonna go out with a person that makes you happy one night partying or whatever, and then the next day or whatever, like you don't talk to them, like what's the point of that? I mean, I get it. Yeah, it's okay to have fun once in a while, but you need to be around people that care about you, that like check up on you, like, hey, like you good? Like, how are you? Like you got to be around those people. And if you have time management, you could do a lot of things. Time management is so important. If I don't have time management, my life will literally just be a mess, and I wouldn't be able to have what I have today, and I wouldn't be able to just do what I love. Because if I don't have time for myself, I'm spending time with. Then if I don't have time for myself, then I'm not going to be happy.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I wake up early, do my thing first, and then have my time for my daughter, my girlfriend, and work, school.
That's very important, man. And the way that you schedule it and is smart too, to make sure to give yourself your time as well, because people. Like you could sleep in and not give yourself your time, and then what? Then you're gonna be groggy. You're gonna be upset. You're not gonna give the love that your family wants because you didn't give yourself your little hobby, your little workout, whatever you need to do. You know what I realized also, like time management, how you said very important. I realized people like wasting their time or giving their time to someone else instead of giving their time to themselves. To invest the time to themselves, to grow, to know they get to know each other. I mean, get to know themselves. Right. And just to grow, to know their weaknesses and their strengths, and from there everything else follows. Yeah. Because a lot of times, like it does sound a little selfish if you're just trying to say like I'm working on me. But I think you can't help anybody until you help yourself. You know what I'm saying? Right. So a lot of times, like if you're out there and you feel like, I don't know, you're like, oh, I feel selfish. Nah, make sure to take care of number one first, and then the rest will come along. Exactly. Yeah. You gotta like help yourself as you help others. I like that, man. Yeah, and like me too. Like I put down the beer for a little bit, and I've been thinking more clearly. And
good for you.
Yeah, man, it's been fun.
Good for you.
It's been fun, man. I've been enjoying it, and I haven't even been thinking about drinking really.
There you go.
Not even yesterday when those guys were drinking at the skate park, and I was like, "Wow, that guy stinks." And I was like, "He smells like a beer right now." I was like, "Damn, that was me." But everybody has a good time. I don't hate people that drink. It's just it's not for me right now. I should say right now because I might have one day.
Yeah,
can't say
just
never.
Have it manageable,
Exactly.
Have it manageable.
Exactly. And dude, this has been amazing. You good, Lisa?
Yeah, good with questions.
All right. You got anything that maybe we didn't touch on that you want to speak on before we get out of here?
That was pretty much everything.
All right, so let's give you the crazy bold question.
God. Okay. Let's see.
Drum roll.
Hit it. Let's see. Okay. If you got the cover of Thrasher, what trick and what obstacle? Ooh, that's funny because I just posted posters be like, oh, take the picture of like.
Yeah, I saw that on your Instagram.
So okay, it would be, I would say, if I do like a kickflip off the Fullerton sign, I think that would be sick.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I would. Yeah, that would be one.
Dude,
that's dope.
It's funny how that question popped up because we were just talking about Austin, how he did the switch tray flip over the fire hydrant. You're looking for the magazine on the cover of that magazine. Yeah. Now we're gonna be looking for your cover.
Oh wait. Okay. Second, or this will be the first one. The second one would be the Fullerton one. There is a fire hydrant, by Costco on Philadelphia and Harbor in Fullerton.
Okay.
And it's like there's like a perfect little like kicker that goes over the hydrant. So since now that I'm thinking about it, like that could be my ender, so I'll probably do something off of that. I'm not good at that kind of stuff, but I will push myself for that. Kickflip or maybe just probably a 180.
Yeah. It's amazing.
Yes.
All right, dude. It's been fun, dude.
Yes.
Let everybody know where they can find you.
Yeah, just Ryan Sainz. Last name is just like I said, the stop sign, Signz instead of the S.
And that's on Instagram?
Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube.
All the same. All right.
Yes, sir.
That's cool, man. Shout out to that. Make sure everybody go out there and follow him. Any other shout outs?
Jonathan Shimizu. Follow him on Instagram, YouTube. Yeah, that's what he has.
Anything else?
That's it. Oh wait. Yeah. Shout out to you guys.
Yeah. Well, not for us, but like your family.
But I'm thankful for you guys having all this here. Oh. My girlfriend, helped me get off drugs and stuff. She really cleaned me up, made me who I am today. Honestly, like if it wasn't for her, like I don't know where I would be. Honestly, she is amazing, and I met her through skateboarding.
That's amazing. Yeah, behind every great man, there's a great woman.
Yes.
Saying you can do it. Yep. That's it?
Yes,
good?
Sir.
All right.
Yes,
Listo, shout-outs?
Yeah, I got some shout-outs. Shout-outs number 1, God first, for giving me the strength to keep going and growing. Number 2, shout-out to my mom. She's in the hospital right now. Hopefully she does better. Shout-out my pops, taking care of my moms and holding it down at home. Shout-out to my family, my friends, and we're the Locals Sk8. Off to lunch, Peralta, Gabe, Rudy, everybody putting in work, making this video happen. Shout out Ryan coming down, sharing your story and, getting to know you a little bit more. And, hopefully we skate soon. Shout out Richard and shout out myself and shout out everybody doing positive things. Let's get it.
Yes,
right,
sir.
Cool.
Yes, sir.
Cool.
That's how you do shout outs, man. That's how you do them. All right. I want to shout you out, bro. Thank you for coming down. I really appreciate it. Had a good time meeting you yesterday. We got to know each other a little bit before we did the podcast, so that's always fun. I gotta thank, of course, Listo holding it down today on the 1s and 2s, and shout out to Peralta and the Off to Lunch crew. I know he needed a day off because he works hard out there, right, Peralta? And and we'll see him hopefully next week in the studio. Again, thank everybody for tuning in. Thank you for watching. Thank you everybody that likes and subscribes to our channel. I really appreciate it. Again, dude, I'm just happy to do this, man. Give everybody a voice. If you know somebody that wants to be on our show, let us know. Hit us up if you see us in the streets or at the skate park or on Instagram at We're the Locals Sk8. We'll be happy to get you in the studio and let you share your story. Till next time, I'm OG Skate Show. Peace out.